Hey guys, come here mama. On your place. Good girl. Okay, Flux. Flux. Good girl. Let's get the schmucks out of your mouth. Good girl. All right, hi guys. While you all are entering, I am just hand feeding Ryka in her new crate. She's going a little nuts, but I want to clean some of her schmucks. Close. Wait. Good girl. She's foaming at the mouth right now. Classic. Good girl, mama. So I'm feeding her in her crate right now to create a positive association with this new crate. So we swapped out the much smaller one for the bigger one because it's super hot in LA and she's getting bigger. She's 25 pounds now and almost 6 months. So we wanted to give her a new crate with more space. It's cooler. We also swapped out the sheet. So the sheet that we had previously was a black one to create a dark den-like area. Dogs are den animals. They like a cool, secure place to rest. So keep that in mind when you're thinking about should I or should I not crate train my dog. So we're gonna get to it. Ryka has captured a Kong that I had previously packed for her crate. So we're gonna get her in. On your bed. Close. Good girl, mama. So the big thing with the crate is to make it a happy place. It's like her own personal bedroom where it's filled with her favorite things, you know, Kongs with peanut butter or her favorite toy. So, and where we feed her. So if she associates, you know, food, games, just relaxation, a calm place with her crate, it will make her more likely to enter it without giving me a problem and whining and barking and complaining that she doesn't want to be there. So let's get into your questions. Guys, thank you so much for submitting all of them. I, again, printed them all out so you would hit on them all. So first question, what are the benefits of crate training? So this is a question from Dominka Hunter. So the benefits of crate training is that it's a really wonderful place for Ryka to just calm down and chill out. This is her safe place where she won't get into any trouble, where we know where she is. She won't potty, you know, poop or pee out in the common area. And it's really just her zone to turn off the switch. She has so much energy, and a lot of puppies don't have an off switch, especially working dog puppies, especially Belgian Malinois. So this is a way for us to calm it down, slow it down, and have her just fall asleep on her own. And it's also really good for Dave and I to know that she's safe in there, that she's sleeping, that she won't ruin anything. So it's a positive place. Plus, eventually, like if we get her spayed and after surgery, this is a confined place where she won't damage anything and she'll be okay. She'll be safe in there. So, okay. Also, I mentioned a little bit up front, dogs are den animals and they like a secure place, a dark place where they can rest and feel safe. So that is another positive thing for a pup. Okay, what's the best way to start? My Malinois is 2 months old. So this is from Maria Stryker. So how we started out crate training Ryka was we created a fun environment for her in the crate. So when I say fun, I'm just a positive place. So we add her favorite toy, we give her her Kong with peanut butter in it, or we give her a treat, and we create that positive association with the crate. Okay, how did you get her to willingly go in? So this is a question from Ryka, the Belgian Malinois, Visser, Ryka. So getting her in willingly is kind of easy for a working dog because when she goes in, we lure her with a treat. So we take the treat, kind of bring her, lead her in, and then reward her when she goes in. So our command for this is on your bed. So on your bed, she goes in and we give her a treat. And you just repeat this, repeat this, repeat this. Eventually, the dog knows that going into the crate that she'll get rewarded. So that's the easy part. It's the exit that's much harder, and we'll go into that. Okay. How do you get them to stay in the crate without crying? Our Mal will bark the whole time. Janelle Ariana. So we had this question in a few different formats. Hey, Mama. Hold on 1 second. Come here, Ma. Come here, Mama. She is taking a calm. Okay, on your bed. See? Close. Good girl, Mama. Wait. No. On your bed. On your bed. Good girl. Close. Yes, Mama. Good girl. Good girl. Okay, so how do you get them to stay in the crate without crying? Our Mal will bark the whole time. So very common question. So whether it's the barking or the whining, this is the hardest thing to deal with. And what I was saying before is we got this question in a ton of different ways. It's all the same. I am going to kind of pack the barking, the crying, the whining all into one. Ryka has really bad FOMO. If she's in the crate and we're out here and she sees us, she wants to be a part of it. She is going to cry, she's going to whine, wants to be with her people. So you have to remember that when you're putting your pup in the crate. We have this sheet over it because it helps reduce all the stimuli around here and kind of makes her relax, and it kind of takes her off guard. You know, I think a lot of the times when we don't have the sheet on, Ryka's looking all around, and because she's a working dog, she always wants a job. So if she's in the house and say if we aren't in sight, she will just automatically just be looking, listening, because that's just how she's wired. So the sheet will help your pup calm down. And if your puppy is whining and crying, guys, I can't stress this enough, and this is the hardest thing ever, especially when you have an 8-week-old puppy, to let them cry it out. And this was so hard for me because obviously I want to play with Ryka all the time. And it was super hard when she was 8 weeks old when we brought her home, because you have a crying little puppy. All you want to do is play with her all the time. So you have to have discipline as a dog owner and as a dog parent. You need to know that the crate is a good thing. You're teaching your pup, you're giving your pup a really strong foundation and setting them up for success. You don't want your puppy to start ruining things, to get into trouble, and then you get upset, and then it kind of all spirals because you're upset that your shoes are all chewed out. Meanwhile, you left her out and your shoes are right there and she has so much energy. So yeah, so earplugs. Obi-Wan the Malinois. Okay, Obi-Wan the Malinois just suggested earplugs. And honestly, I agree with you. What I would do is I put in my AirPods and I'd have music on really low, just to kind of, get the crying noise. It's so hard. It's really hard, but you need to just ignore it and let the puppy cry it out. But before you just kind of, cancel the I'm going to give my dog attention part, you have to do kind of a checklist. And what we do is we make sure that Ryka has proper exercise and that we've taken her out for a potty. Because sometimes your pup might be crying or whining to go out for a potty, or because they don't have exercise and they have a lot of pent-up energy. So the way to get out the pent-up energy would be to bark or to whine. So just be cognizant of that before you just throw in some ear pods or earplugs like Obi-Wan suggested. So okay, so potty and what did I say? Potty and exercise, the two things your pup has has to do before going into the crate. I have oh my God, a couple of points. I have a gift of tuning things / people out. Oh my God, that's hilarious. I got lucky Stella didn't cry once, my soldier baby. Well done, Stella's mom. Do you have a crate in the bedroom or just the crate on the main floor? We just have the crate on our main floor. This is our living room and kitchen area. So this is the one area where Ryka has full access to. As you can see, there's stairs up to our bedroom. We have puppy gates over here and then stairs downstairs. And there's puppy gates over here. Again, that's to keep her in a secluded area where she can't get into trouble, and also where we can monitor where she's going and what she's doing. So we control the environment, we control the energy levels. You know, we want to create a safe, calm place, and we want Ryka to match that. We don't want a high, overexcited, you know, hyperactive pup in the house, because that just it will just continue just being overly excited, and that's just not a good state to be in all the time. Let's save the exercise and the overactivity and kind of hyping your dog up outside when it's exercise and training time. Your dog guru has a lot of good tips. What kind of toys do you... My dog guru has a lot of good tips. That's Landy. Landy is absolutely amazing, and I'm so excited that she's going to be joining us on our live tomorrow, where we're going to talk about biting, because I think that it's the hardest thing to deal with puppies, and oddly enough, nobody talks about it. No one is honest about it. So we're going to break it down, how to deal with it, how we've dealt with it, and how Landy has taught us to deal with it, because it's effective and it's safe, and we just don't allow biting. So that's what we do. Okay, so all right. How did you teach your dog to settle in the crate? My dog still gets really stimulated when I walk past his. This is from Nickel Webb. So this goes back to the putting the sheet down and creating that calm area, that calm environment. My dog still gets really stimulated when I walk past his. Nickel Webb, I don't know how old your pup is, or I assume that your dog isn't very settled if you're asking how we get Ryka settled. So I would say that try to reduce the amount of stimulus that you put around the crate. Like, try to put the crate in an area where you're not gonna be walking back and forth past, just because that will, you know, wake the puppy up, and, you know, she'll be on high alert then. So yeah, just kind of reduce the stimulus around. Remember, you want to set your pup up for success. Dogs naturally want to please, so when they don't cry, reward, and when they get upset, they just don't want to. They want to please. How do I get my mouth pup to not bark at people when they get near me? Okay, right. Okay, hold on. I'm getting distracted. This is what happened the other live, because I have Ryka over here with her Kong. She's just bouncing it around, and I have all these questions to get through. Okay, should we let her cry herself to sleep? When is it too much? What's your crate schedule? So this is from Tina, and yes, you should let your pup cry herself to sleep. It's really hard, but if it's time for bed and or it's during the day and your pup just had a lot of exercise, your pup needs to nap. Your pup needs to turn off the switch, calm down, and recharge. You know, it's like people. If you are overexhausted, sometimes you can't even fall asleep, and then you get whiny and you get nasty, and you just aren't pleasant to be around. You can kind of clock that with your dog. Like, we know when Ryka needs a nap, because she would get super bitey and she would just be, you know, kind of vicious, honestly. So yeah, we always would clock that and be like, okay, it's crate time, on your bed, and she would just scurry right in. Especially when after being trained, she'd scurry right in and she would just plop down. She'd fall asleep for an hour. So yes, know when your pup needs a nap. And also remember that your pup needs sleep. Sleep is so important. So yes, when is it too much? Okay, so when is it too much? That goes back to the checking if your pup went to the bathroom before, or had exercise had a lot of exercise. If the dog is barking, and I think I said this, if the dog's barking too much, and it's like I want to get out, like super pent up, you can kind of clock this too. Then that's your cue to kind of evaluate how much time you put into the exercise before. Like, did your dog only get 20 minutes of exercise, and yesterday he had 30, 45, an hour? And just start documenting the times, because sometimes the dog just didn't get out enough energy. Okay. On initial train, my pup starts to cry to get out. How long can the pup stay in there? So the time that you have your pup in the crate is about, it matches the amount of months that your pup, like how many months your pup is like of life. So if you're, if your pup's 2 months old, they can hold their pee for about 2 hours. So this brings up potty training, because the crate has helped us with potty training a lot. We didn't want to deal with pee pads. We didn't want our living space smelling like pee. This was a personal choice. We just didn't want to do that. So what we did was we took out Ryka every hour on the hour. And when we brought her outside for a potty, we would reward her. We'd give her treats. We would go Ryka, killed it, going potty. We would create that positive association with her going to the bathroom, and we also would teach her, we would lead her to recognizing that if I wait, my owners, my family will take me outside to eliminate, and when I eliminate, I get rewarded. So it made potty training way, way faster than having her go potty inside and go potty on the pee pads. I think sometimes the pee pads, it can be double potty training. So yeah, the crate was really good for clocking the times. All right, what to do if they bark in their crate because they want to come out, not have quiet time? Guys, you just have to let the pup cry it out, bark it out. Okay, how do you get her to be okay with being in there without you? This comes from the owner first. And so when I grew up, I had a German Shepherd and a Collie, and a crate just wasn't part of our home. We had a big yard in New York, and yeah, crate training, a crate was never in our home. And Dave, he had a boxer mastiff, Dexter, and Dexter was crate trained, and the crate was a part of Dexter's life, his entire life. And Dave was the ringleader about crate training, because that just wasn't something I had experience with. But once you realize the benefits and how it helps your dog, it's way easier for you to get on board with the crate, and it's easier for you to create a boundary for yourself and discipline yourself with, if I'm putting my pup in the crate, I'm going to keep my pup in the crate. I'm not going to go back and check on Ryka after I just put her in the crate, because that's confusing for Ryka. And then if she cries and then I go over there, then she thinks, oh, if I cry or if I whine, then mom's going to come over. And she's so smart, like she would just cry and cry and cry. No, that was on me to have that discipline to say, no, I am going to deal with the crying, with the whining, with the barking, because she has to learn, and eventually she will conk out and go to sleep. Okay. Does she sleep in a crate at night? From Rebel Rogue Mal. Yes, she sleeps in the crate at night. Do you lock her crate at night or leave it open? From Yana Banana. We lock the crate at night. Is she trained to be quiet while in the crate? Is the door closed? Yes, she's trained to be quiet. And the door is closed. Are you guys in sight? So this is from Eddie Scissorpaws, and he also asked, is it in your bedroom? No, it's not in our bedroom. We aren't in sight all the time. In the beginning, I would set up shop here in the kitchen so I could monitor the crate, and so I would be in the same room, but no, she doesn't see us all the time. My dog cries a lot. Any tips to stop the crying? You just gotta wait it out. Why are you swapping out Ryka's crate just for a bigger size? Like I said earlier, yeah, it's super hot in LA. Ryka's getting much bigger. Ryka's getting much bigger, and it's almost 6 months. She's 25 pounds, so yeah, she got the upgrade. Will Ryka ever not need the crate at all? Eventually, no, she won't need the crate, but the crate will definitely be a part of her life always, because we want her to be able to calm down and settle down. And if we have to travel for work or go on vacation, and if we do have to board her, then she'll be okay with going in the crate or kennel. Also, post-surgery, we will want her to be okay with the crate. And also, it's just good for us if we're going to be out all day. It's kind of nice to have the peace of mind that Ryka will be okay. She's in her crate. She's not destroying anything, and she's not getting into trouble, which she tends to do. Okay. Is it mandatory or can it be avoided? Aris, German Shepherd, 4 months. Hey, Ma, come here. Come here, Mama. Okay. Is it mandatory or can it be avoided? Aris, German Shepherd, 4 months, never crate trained. Oh, okay, so this is from Sophia Michelizi, and she's asking if crate training is mandatory. No, crate training is not mandatory. Like anything with, raising a puppy, training a puppy, nothing is mandatory. You definitely don't have to crate train. I'm not a dog trainer. Dave is not a dog trainer. These are just things that we've implemented in Ryka's life that have helped us and that we want to share because it just makes life easier. So, yeah. But in terms of mandatory or not, like if your puppy's 4 months old and you haven't been crating her and she's okay and she's not shitting everywhere and peeing, then and like you're okay with her just being, then you don't have to put her in the crate. You don't have to. Yeah, sharp teeth to show everything. And she said crates always keep your puppy safe. Exactly. Adventures of Arya. Hey. Okay. So no, it's not mandatory. It can be avoided if you are willing to take the risk of your pup in the house, left unsupervised. Okay. How long can any dog stay in the crate? Oh, I touched on this before. So if the pup is 2 months old, it can hold the urine for about 2 months and up from there. Full-grown pups can hold their urine for 6 to 8 hours. Okay, if she whines in the middle of the night, do you get up? It depends how old the pup is. 8 weeks, 9 weeks, yeah, if she was moving around, we would get up and take her for a potty. But she was we were really good about the going out every hour for her to go to the bathroom. So her sleeping through the night wasn't a big issue. Plus she got the right amount of exercise. So she needed to sleep. So yeah, I would just really stay on the exercise and the potty during the night to eliminate the times that the pup wakes up during the night. It'll speed up the process. How often do you crate Ryka during the day? This is from Canine King Kato. What's up, Canine King Kato? So we crate her about 2 to 3 times during the day. So now she sleeps in there for about 2 hours at a time. We'll put her in after her breakfast and morning exercise, do some crate time, 2 hours, then we'll take her out, she'll have lunch. Well, every time we take her out, we go potty immediately. Then we'll exercise or she'll have lunch and then she'll do some more crate time. She has been hanging out a lot in the living space. We have her little dog bed, which I've shown a lot, and that's her place. Okay, my dog is not liking the crate and just peed in it. Does this mean I should get rid of it? No, do not get rid of it. This is Dash Loves Athena. Okay, so if your dog just peed in the crate, I have a few questions. One, are you using a dog bed? We have used a dog bed from the start, and some people say not to. They say to wait until your dog's properly potty trained. We decided to put the dog bed in there because we wanted to create that cozy, safe place for Ryka, for her to feel comfortable. And also, if she did have an accident, we could just throw it in the washing machine, wash it, and start over again. Remember, training is a process. They're not going to get everything right off the bat, so you got to be patient. If the dog pees in the crate, clean it up and start the training right over again. Nice. Awesome, King Kato. Same schedule. Okay. How to get the puppy to not destroy the crate pad. Not destroy the crate pad. Okay, so this is like the doggy bed. I don't know what your dog is doing to the crate pad. Okay. So we have this dog bed on top of this pad. So we actually, if she does bite, like when she was teething, she would kind of rip at her blanket, and we would tell her like no. We would redirect it with a Benny bone or a toy so she wouldn't ruin it. So we kind of got her in that mindset of we associated the biting of her bed as a bad behavior, like no, and then we'd redirect. So we didn't have that problem. It was just a few bites in that little smaller bed. And this she's had since she was a puppy, and it's been on this on her place, and she hasn't ruined it. She hasn't bit it at all. So yeah, I think if your dog is biting the crate pad or the bed, redirect the bite and be strict. No biting, and then give the pup something else to bite on, the proper thing to bite on. Okay, should a dog's crate be covered? We like to cover it. This is not only for Ryka to calm down, but also for me. In the beginning it was really hard to stay away from Ryka when she was crying, and this actually helped me. Like, I'm not going to look at this beautiful, sweet, little, darling puppy. She needs to nap, and yeah, it's good for the parent as well. So I think yes. What brand you use or recommend? Cest Motrina. It doesn't really matter. I think we got ours from the Home Depot. Just you got to measure it and make sure that the dog can stand up and move around, but not too big so the pup is peeing on one side and chilling on the other side. Okay, so this is a message from Eat, Pray, Leash. Hold on. This is the last question. So, message from Eat, Pray, Leash. I feel like we've tried everything to make our Mal like her crate, but she cries endlessly. Comfy bed, toys or Kongs when we leave, covering it with a blanket. She hates it. Of course she hates it because you guys aren't there. They want to be with the pack. They want to be with their people. So of course she's going to cry. So again, with the crying, make sure she has, well, I guess you're putting all these great things in. Yeah, guys, just wait it out. Let her tucker herself out. All right, so all right. That's it for the questions. So I'm going to go into these questions, and if anyone wants to come on live with us, feel free. Replace the pads with a rubber mat from your local feed store. Cut it. Yeah, for these questions, if you want to scroll up, a lot of people are answering. Thank you for this. If you ever catch her going potty inside, do you try to pick her up mid-pee and carry her outside? Do you say no? Do you ignore? That's a great question, Tina. So if she potties inside and we don't see her, we don't say no. We let her be, it happened, we clean it up. But if we do catch her in the middle of pee, we immediately scoop her up and take her outside for a potty. I feel like that is the dog like actually needing to pee and wanting to get it out. So yes, bring her outside and she'll eliminate there. The dog always wants to get rewarded, and if they know that they'll get the treat, they're obviously gonna pick the treat situation rather than pee in the home. Hold on, I gotta get Ryka. Come here, Mama. Okay, so what time is it? It's 5:30. So I wanted to keep these to about a half hour, and I think we have maxed out our time in terms of Ryka's attention span. She's been a very good girl. So we are going to sign off. Thank you guys so much. We will see you tomorrow at 6 o'clock. I'll put on the stories a little question bar. Submit all your questions. Landy's gonna be with us. She's amazing. She's worked with dogs for 30 years. She worked with LAPD dogs. She's amazing and has been a huge help for us. So stay tuned. See you later. Ciao.